Okay. And we are live. What's going on, everyone? Oh, shit. Steve JMO. It is still the 7th of August, 2019. It is now, it's 7:20 p.m. now, Eastern Standard Time. Those don't know, I'm in Massachusetts, United States. Springfield to be exact. Not the best place to be in, but I don't know. We're like on the outskirts, so it's not the worst place to be in. So, but it is what it is. But so we don't get off on a side tangent right away. I wanted to do a video or a little live thing on Cern. I did one yesterday, but it got interrupted and I lost my train of thought. So I'm just gonna try to cause I only went for like 20 minutes and I could have easily kept going. So I have got a couple things lined up on Chrome. You know what? I just want to make sure that I don't have any like extra notes that could help me out with Cern anywhere in here. Excuse me, it's just a little late for me. 7:20, usually just in bed listening to someone live or some crap like that. Oh, I just saw D-Wave Quantum Computers somewhere. Oh yeah, right. That was the Transformers thing. So yeah, alright, well, I'm not gonna waste any more fucking time, so let's just get right up into it. So Cern. What is Cern? Where is Cern? Why should we even be talking about Cern? Well, it's a European organizational nuclear research program. They collide particles. This is what it looks like when they collide particles, and it looks like the flower of life and that whole sacred geometry shit that we were getting into yesterday. So we're gonna peep back into that, so without further ado, let's go to the Cern website. I was just there, and let's look at their logo. We have a 6, we got a 6, maybe another apparent 6. So what does that like have to tell you about what they do? You know what I'm saying? Right in their logo, 666, and that's where they collide particles. That's the LHC, the Large Hadron Collider, and they have all this crazy art there. It explores Cern. We're not gonna do that, but so this is, you can find out exactly what you want on Cern. You can just go on their website. They tell you exactly what they do in their words, and then you can put it up to YouTube, and you'll find that their words are rather corrupt. So that is Cern. They're located in, let's just go on Wikipedia. It'll tell us all about that crap, location, all that shit. Yeah, Cern, perfect. Let's just go down here. Geneva, Switzerland. Membership of 23 countries. Blah, blah, blah. You don't really need to know that. That's our director. Yeah, she's a great looking human being. No picture for that guy, but that's okay. So, and what's funny? You got home.cern. You know why it's not .com, .net, .this, .that, .who? You want to know why? It's because CERN was where the internet was created. So crazy advancements in technology out of CERN. And what is it exactly that they're doing? They say they're colliding particles to recreate the moments of the Big Bang. And in that process, they found what they call the God particle. So they got 666 in their logo. They quote unquote found the God particle, which basically just breaks every other particle down to its foundational state. So it's completely the opposite of what God would do to a particle. And let's see, you got 666. It's in Geneva. It's in Geneva, Switzerland. So, and let's I forgot about that guy. Ancient tomb of Apollyon, Abaddon. And let's see if they give us where this dude might be, because he was a destroyer, the realm of the dead. This guy, yeah, not a good guy. In Greek, he's Apollyon. So, and he's in the fucking Revelation. So there's that for you. I just don't know if they're gonna tell us where his tomb might be. Revelation 9:11. Of course, he's in Revelation 9:11, but that's it had to be the Antichrist. Yep. That's all there for you. All this stuff, pretty spot on. Yep, the abyss, the bottomless pit. Yeah. But I don't know. I found it before. I don't quite remember where I found it, but the ancient tomb of this guy is literally right there. That's something someone can look up on their own time, but that's 100% a fact. It's without it is what it is. But so we're gonna move on from that. We'll go just to the name Cern. Cern, Cern, and there is a ancient god that begins the same way, and they called him Cernunnos, the Celtic god, fertility, life, animals, and wealth. Depictions of the horn god. That's a picture of the good-looking fella. And let's see. Yeah, this guy. I did it again. Yeah, that guy. Cernunnos. Cernonnos. Cernunnos. Cern. The ancient god has a serpent in his hand. Horns. Definitely not the holy God. Definitely not the most highest God. Definitely not Jesus Christ. So I'm going to pass on him as my God, and I hope you guys shall too. And wow, it's starting to come down at my house. So if we go off, that's just because we lost power. So that's Cern for you. And what does Cern? We already did. What does Cern do? They collide. They say they collide particles, and they're trying to recreate the moments of the Big Bang, quote unquote. You could find that on any website in the world that promotes Cern. That's what they do. That's what they're looking for. Blah blah blah. And that's not all they do at Cern. Cern has a very big, art type facility going on there. They have all these artists going there. They have a trailer that's won awards overseas. I don't know if it was Cannes or some shit like that. So they people enjoy watching their stuff, so people are backing Cern. And I personally believe Cern is just punching holes in the veil and just bringing out, contacting beings that are unseen, like perhaps this guy right here, Sir Nunos, or perhaps this guy, the guy that they're built, the pit that they're built on top of. And Cern is also, it's underground. It's not, it's a good like 300 feet underground or 30. It's either 300 or it's 30 feet under. It's under there, but still has a 3 in the number, and 17 miles wide, 1/7. You get 6, So and they have the new Linear Awake project, but we'll get to that later. But we watched this yesterday. We'll watch it again. This is literally from Cern, like first prize, LA Film Festival, International India Film Festival, San Francisco Dance Film Festival. So we're gonna watch this, and then we're gonna watch something else. Okay. So how'd you like them apples? That is the Cern dance opera film, Symmetry. And what did they just portray? They portrayed what would happen when a particle collision failed. Collision failed. Everything's on the screen for you to see. Just like this stuff here. They want you to see that. The pyramid upside down within the pyramid, the cube, the hexagon, another hexagon, but this is a Star of David looking type deal. As above, so below. And, where else do we find this sort of worship? Where is she? Ah, right there. We'll blow this up. There it is for you. That's what it is. It's all there. And literally everything on here, like obviously this, you don't see a Saturn on there, but Saturnalia, they worship Saturn. That's one of their deities that they make sacrifices to and all that other crazy stuff. But we all know they worship the cube. They worship this symbol, the hexagon. That's what our sun is nowadays. 666 is their mark. That's in the Cern logo. And you have the upside down pentagram with the goat, Baphomet. So we have those. And you got this. All right there. And why, you see what I'm saying? Like, why would I be talking this crazy shit if they weren't showing us that shit? You know what I'm saying? So I'm not like just making this up. Like, I really wish I was, but you really can't just make this stuff up. And so you see this little dance they're doing here? You know what I'm saying? Like all that weird dancing. So we got that, and then the Dance of Destruction, Shiva. So, you see what they're doing there? That is the Dance of Destruction, Shiva, Dance of Destruction. The first fucking one that comes up is that. You got these people doing this stuff here at Cern. So, and like the way he's like moving, the same way they were moving. If you don't think that's crazy enough, let's get out of here. And real quick, Randy Lynn, new subscriber, shout out to you. Just had that pop up. What's up? Just had that pop up again. It's kind of weird. Yeah. So, I don't know if anybody has seen this stuff here, but this, yeah. Let's get shout out Richie from Boston. I know he's got no problem letting me share any of this stuff, but so you're gonna tell me this shit? You're gonna tell me this stuff? And by the way, the Gotthard Tunnel is a tunnel that goes through the Alps. I forget exactly where it starts, but where does it lead? Right to fucking Geneva, Switzerland. And they had a opening ceremony where they went through part of the tunnel and they did some dances, and this is the dances they were doing for, and the only people that were in attendance and were allowed in attendance besides the small media that covered it were just global elites. And that's all a fact too. You can look all that up. But like, look at this stuff. Look at what they're doing. Well, like not here, but like before they were doing some like wild dancing. So you got all these people doing this stuff.
The president of France,
yeah.
All the Illuminati, I'm sure, is in attendance, as this is a major.
Right, I was just saying that too. Shout out RFB. So you have all these people doing these crazy dance moves and shit. And, you know, it really just reminds me of it. Jesus Christ. This reminds me of this stuff. God, why is that so loud? We'll just mute it. But they're doing this stuff, documented. Shiva Dance to Destruction. They wouldn't be doing this if 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 it was just bullcrap. They wouldn't spend time out of their day to do that dance. And obviously, these fellas right here wouldn't spend time out of their day to do the mocking of the Dance of Destruction. They wouldn't take time out of their day if it wasn't for an ultimate goal. And they're just worshiping these beings. They're located underneath the ancient tomb of Apollyon, Abaddon. This guy. Like, wow. And people just neglect that. What we still going? Alright, I'm just making sure. Cern, Cernunos, C-E-R-N, Cernunos. The name is not random, people. The name is not random. And what do we got here? Shiva, the goddess of destruction. This awesome thing right here. So we'll see that is clearly Shiva, a representation of Shiva in sculpture form, or whatever you want to call that. And now, check this out. Shiva. Oh, not Dachu. Statue. And they say I'm fucking full of shit. Get out of here, bro. You know what I'm saying? And that's the creepy light it gives off at night. I'd be crapping myself. Like, F that. F it. Look at the circle. The circle right there. And that's what Cern is. It's a giant particle collider. Here, we'll get out of symmetry. We'll open another one. Go Cern. Images. Shiva doing they were doing the dance inside of the circle, inside of the chamber, the collision chamber. Shiva inside of the circle doing the dance of destruction. These people doing some weird fucked up shit to open up a tunnel that leads straight to Switzerland, straight to Geneva. It's like literally like 5-10 miles from Cern's location. And they're doing this to open up the tunnel? Come on. And they got the circle. They got the upside down tree. As above, so below. They got this thing, the whatever that may represent. And you got, it's just crazy. The Cern statue, Shiva, at Cern doing the dance of destruction in the circle. And then you had the guys at Cern in the symmetry thing in the movie that got awards doing the same thing. So they're telling you what they're doing. They're trying to tear the veil between them and us there. And now they have these quantum D-wave computers that can just hold the hole open because they're tearing holes and the hole shut. These D-wave computers, they can just hold it open. Oh my gosh. I understand when people say that Cern is not what they say they're doing. They're not getting particles. They're not figuring out the latest in physics and crap like that. No shit. NASA's not going to space either. But I'm not really sure what NASA's doing. They could have some. They're behind the solar simulator, so they're clearly doing something. CERN's clearly doing something, and it all has to do with 666, the dance of destruction, Shiva in the chamber. Oh my God, it gets me going. People, Cern, the horned one. What the fuck, people? It's crazy. Look at his feet. It's literally just Baphomet. And these people just refuse to believe it. Oh my God, they're all the same beings. This is Satan, Antichrist, whatever you want to call it. The black one, the dark one. Oh my God. It's at Cern. It's not a conspiracy. This is reality, people. Oh man. It's just ridiculous. We're gonna get out of these. Go to you. You bloob. You tube. You suck. That's the man. If you're not subscribed, go subscribe. Go playlist and this is all good stuff, by the way. Right here, good stuff. Not good, but if you don't know what gray state is, I might have to get into that, but that'll get you banned. There's a reason why he only has 10 videos in that playlist. Have we just not got there yet, or am I blind? Where the Cern? It's tripping me out. And yes, I did steal it. JMO, I stole it from you, Richie. I'm sorry. You said it one time, and I was like, ain't that the crap, you know? We'll view the playlist. And we're not going to listen to all of this. I think this is the one.
I'm going to make this as basic as possible. I want you all to imagine, if you want to know what Cern is doing,
Alright, we're going to listen to this for a little bit. I'll interject when, when I feel necessary.
You to imagine you come into a world and you find architecture all over the place, buildings and homes and houses, and you think they're beautiful and it's really a big discovery. You find out what the house.
So this guy, this is what Cern is saying they're doing, okay?
Houses, you can house people. You can do many things with a house, with a structure. All of a sudden, after many years, you become curious and you say, what's holding all this together? And you begin to find not nails that you can take out, but glue that has bonded itself to the materials. And you become interested in that glue that's holding the structure together. And so you're fascinated by this glue, and you've tried everything to replicate it. You can't, because it's hardened. Glue is hardened. You come to the realization the only way to find out how this glue is working is to break it down to its basic particles. And you have to have that glue in its former state, not the state after it's already hardened. Right? So you don't want it in the cured state, the state that you can see. You want it in its initial state, which is a liquid state, before it hardens.
So that's like what they're trying to do at Cern, pretty much, is what he's saying there.
That are made at the beginning of the Big Bang. That's why they call it the Big Bang.
Yeah, Big Bang, this, that.
Emotional state, their energy changes, and they begin to draw their energy from this other dimension.
Alright. So that is kind of what Cern is saying they're doing. So that's that. Let me go back a page, because I there's a different one too. What the fuck is get out of here? We're done with you. Get out of here. There's another one. Oh, excuse me. This could be it.
Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Richie from Going After Cern. But Cern...
So that's not what I'm looking for, but that's okay. We're just going to try one more of these. Yeah, I don't think it's on there. You know, You know what? Bear with me for like 2 minutes. I'm gonna find it on my phone. I'm gonna thumb it up, and then I'm gonna go watch it or go bring it up for us. You know what? I don't think I'm. Well, actually, no, I am back around that time frame. Let me just give me 1 more minute. That's a good video too. Fuck. All right. Oh man, this is getting so annoying because it's such a good video. It's got some length for it, but honestly, there's so many deleted videos here. Yeah, it was. Yeah, there's no Richie from there, so. Oh, Richie from Boston, you gotta make it really goddamn hard, huh? CHG from. That shit out of here. Wow, I don't know if you can hear that, but it's really coming down outside. I'm not seeing the video I'm looking for, but it's a really good video about Cern. It's literally just like a pastor breaking it down. So you know what? Cern. See, pastor. We'll see what pops up.
All right, if you have your Bibles, turn to the book of Revelation with me this morning, please.
This actually, yeah. This guy right here.
Chapter 9. Revelation chapter number 9 and verse 1. Let me say this right at the beginning, folks, when I preach anything from the book of Revelation. I believe the book of Revelation belongs in the canon of Scripture. I believe it's inspired of God. I believe it's a matter of the Holy Spirit helping us to interpret what we're reading and make the applications of it. But I believe that what's talking about in the book of Revelation, especially chapter number 4 on throughout the rest of the book, is yet future, that we're looking into the future. So the book of Revelation opens up the future for us. So if you want to know what's going to happen tomorrow, the next day, next month, next year, the book of Revelation, this is what it's called, the revelation, to reveal.
So, with that being said, he's not lying, man. Like, I haven't read the entirety of the Bible, but I have read and been, what are they called? Audiobooks I've listened to, I've read, so many videos on Revelation this, Revelation that you gotta look into the book of Revelations, if anything. Just do yourself justice and do that. Alright, just making sure my ass wasn't muted there, so let me just see when he gets into the Cern.
And they had a king over them, which is the angel of the bottomless pit. Watch this, whose name...
Okay, yep. So let's reverse a little.
And their faces were as the faces of men. They had hair. Sounded, and I saw a star fall from heaven unto the earth, and to him was given the key of the bottomless pit. And he opened the bottomless pit, and there arose a smoke out of the pit as the smoke of a great furnace. And the sun and the air were darkened by reason of the smoke of the pit. And there came out of the smoke locusts upon the earth, and unto them was given power, as the scorpions of the earth have power. And it was commanded them that they should not hurt the grass of the earth, neither any green thing, neither any tree, but only those men which have not the seal of God in their foreheads. And to them it was given that they should not kill them, but that they should be tormented 5 months. And their torment was as the torment of a scorpion when he striketh a man. And in those days shall men seek death, and shall not find it, and shall desire to die, and death shall flee from them. And the shapes of the locusts were like unto horses prepared to battle, and on their heads were as it were crowns like gold, and their faces were as the faces of men. They had hair as the hair of a woman, and were teeth.
All right, so he's just breaking down parts of that.
It's a joint European project. The United States of America is there as an observer, but the brain power that's going in to this experimentation originates in Europe. They are attempting to recreate what they believe happened that brought all of this into existence as being the Big Bang. Now, you and I know from the book of Genesis, chapter number 1, that in the beginning God created the heaven and the earth. He spoke it into existence. They are finding things, and this is what's important for us to understand today. They are discovering things that they did not expect to discover as they get deeper and deeper into this experimentation and development and research and so forth. They are beginning to find out that there is a whole lot more to the creation than they had ever given thought to before. They're beginning to find out that there's something going on here that boggles the human mind, that literally blows us apart when we try to even comprehend what's happening. This 17-mile long,
That's straight up.
absolute being that is from everlasting to everlasting, who put in me what I am today by the power of Almighty God and by the power of the new birth. But a scientist like that will never admit that, because that takes it out of his control and his power. He's got to be able to demonstrate his theory and put it into motion. But anyway, I don't want to get ahead of myself. I want to leave this with you. I want you to think about what I'm saying. Stephen Hawking, and a theoretical physicist, has warned these people, you are about to open Pandora's box. And once you open Pandora's box, you cannot put back in what came out of that box.
So, regardless of your views on Stephen Hawking, I think he's just one of those, he's not the same guy every time you see him on TV. I think he's just someone, just Neil deGrasse Tyson just doesn't, Neil deGrasse Tyson, I don't know, no. Is that his name? Whatever the hell his name is, Neil deGrasse, is pretty much him, just doesn't move in a chair, just a puppet for the elites to, I know we know more than you because I have degrees in this, that, and the other thing, but I haven't ever moved in my life, and my teeth move or change every time I'm on TV. But that's regardless of Stephen Hawking. But regardless of all that, blah, 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 he was sending pretty much a warning to Cern, saying that y'all about to open Pandora's box, and I'm smart. You don't know what. I don't even know what's going to happen. So you guys should be careful. And, they keep doing what they're doing. Banging particles, supposedly, but they just keep blowing holes in the veil. And you got Stephen Hawking like, hey, I know what you're doing. You got to stop doing that before something comes through that you're not ready for. That's what I interpret it as. But regardless, so he's going to go on a tangent with Hawking for a minute. So we'll.
Unless you do something to contain it, it's going to burn. It's very volatile, and it is very, very, very uncertain as to what all it's capable of doing. Antimatter is a product of this experimentation in Cern, Switzerland. Antimatter is coming from it. Antimatter is so powerful that one man says that one grain of antimatter is the equivalent of 4 atomic bombs that were dropped on Hiroshima. I got on the internet and did a little research, and I found out they call it Little Boy, the first bomb that was dropped on Hiroshima. Then later on, the one on Nagasaki.
So you could take that as fear porn or whatever you want, but they're pulling this dark matter, whatever you call it, out of nowhere, which is probably this black goo shit that they're throwing on all these movies here and there. So they're just opening, holes in the whatever you call it to the other realm, and they get in this stuff that comes through, and they don't really know what to call it, so they're calling it dark matter. But you got Spider-Man 3, you got that movie, I think it was called like Black Goo or some shit like that on Netflix. I don't keep up to date with that shit, but I know the Black Goo, it's in commercials. You can who does a good one? I think it's ODD Reality. It's either him or Face Like the Sun. It's either him or Gons. I'm sorry for either one of you that it's not, but it's one of you two. It does a great one. I'm leaning more towards ODD. Does a great one on what black goo really is, and that's what I think this antimatter shit is that they're talking about. They're pulling out of Cern.
Imagine, I don't know their scale. I don't know. In other words, is their gram the same as a gram of peanuts?
Right.
Demons, all this other stuff, probably couldn't care less whether you've got matter or antimatter. It's a spirit being. But to fit into the great deception that's coming, and it's about here right now. I mean, a deception like this world has never known before. To fit in.
He's a pastor, so you might think he's just fear porn. That he's not. He's really not in that situation, because you really something is coming. It's happening. I've been feeling it for a couple of years now. I'm only 24, but I believe something is on the cusp of coming. I don't know what it's gonna. It could be a couple of things, It could be what Symmetry just showed us, but that's what it is. It's what it. I'm not saying it's what I believe, but it's a possibility. You always gotta keep your mind open to not all possibilities, but you gotta hear out all possibilities, and you take what you can get from each one, and then you can form your own conclusions from there. More information you obtain, the more you can the more accurate your picture of what's really going on is gonna be. Because no one's going to get the full picture, but if we put all of our little pictures together, it's going to make one big picture. So let's keep listening to this guy and we'll see what's going on.
Into this great deception, they can sure draw these men in to make them think that because they have reached this certain point in their scientific analysis, that they're bringing in these spirit beings. It'll make true believers out of them, but it'll do more than make true believers out of them. NASA said just a few days ago, they said just a few days ago that by the year 2020, that we will definitely come in contact with aliens.
What year is it now, ladies and gentlemen? It's the year... sorry, I took a big hit there. It's the year 2019. And this is old. I don't know when this dude published this. Yeah. This is from 2015, apparently. I think this is a little older than this. Might be 2014, but maybe early 20. Yeah, this is early 2015. So yeah, could be around that time. But we'll keep going.
Beings from another planet. Now we're talking about scientists. We're talking about Darwin's crowd. We're talking about the crowd that threw the Bible.
Right. So, like I just said, you got NASA saying by 2020 we're gonna get contact from alien beings, and that's what they're going to pose as, and the whole world's going to fall for it, because you have all these shows, these movies, Aliens this, you have a movie fucking called Alien, a whole series, Alien and Predator, like something like that's gonna come, and we're already ready for it from our conditioning, you know? There's aliens in video games, aliens, everything is, UFO this, you have Area 51 coming that, and this could be what they was alluding to, but we'll keep going.
Out and said it's old, archaic, anachronistic. It doesn't belong today. We're talking about that bunch. We're too smart for the Bible. We're scientists. Yet this crowd is saying that in just a few years that they're going to know that they're going to come in contact with alien beings. I thought to myself, my. Do you boys have you always known that you've got a certain date set? And what you think is an alien being is really a demon?
Yeah.
There are no aliens out there, folks. Forget that stuff, okay? There's nothing out there. You get into the third heaven, you get into the abode of God. There's nothing up there. All these UFOs, spacecraft, flying saucers, all this stuff, that's all demonic. It's real, but it's demonic. It's not real like we understand reality, but it's really real. It's demonic. I see a great deception beginning to develop. That in their analysis and in their laboratories that they believe in, that they've got their heart and soul tied up in, little things begin to show up, stuff that they can't explain, that sucks them in to begin to understand, well, maybe this is being affected, it's being acted upon by something that we don't understand completely. And this spirit being that comes from out there, that comes down to this world, they accept with open arms because they're willing to put Shiva out there dancing around in the cosmos and destroying and then bringing a new creation in. Here are these wise, smart, brilliant men, and they're willing to believe that there's something more than what can be measured in a microscope and can be put in a petri dish, that there's something going on, and you better believe there is. There's something going on. Now, in the spirit world that I just preached to you about, you can see that.
It's real.
Now, what about the physical world? Let's go back to Hawking for a minute. He said, remember, he's an atheist.
Yeah.
And dark matter has energy attached to it. And the energy affects people.
Negatively.
It affects them. And remember, when you produce antimatter, you got to contain it.
And that's why I think what I told you before, this anti-dark matter is just this black goo shit that they showed you, just like in the movie Spider-Man 3. It gets on you and you're a whole different person. You're not you. You're fucked. But let's go.
Because if you don't contain it, you got to contain it. That's the biggest problem, containing it. Because if you don't contain it, it just goes wild. And they don't know what it's liable to do. Now, folks, go check me out. Go check me out. I want you to. Go check me out this afternoon and see what it says about antimatter. And it'll say, yes, you better contain it because you don't know what it's liable to do. But they do know this. From what they've experienced so far, it has an effect on people. Dark matter has an effect on people. It causes some people to go screaming mad. It controls people. It is an enormously powerful thing. It's pulling something out of hell that you don't want any part to do with and turning it loose on mankind. Now, I don't know that. I don't ever been in agreement with an atheist before, but I'm in agreement with this one. I and Mr. Hawking see it the same way. They better leave that stuff alone. Now, let's make sense of it for you right now. This is 2015. The church is dead and asleep.
Even worse now.
The only way the only crowds you have in this country today are the crowds that are pumped up by rock and rap, and it's all about love, self-love, and positive attitudes, and money and me, myself and I. I'm in love with me. I'm in love with myself, and I'm in love with I. And your wife says, "I know you are, and that's why I'm leaving." That's the truth. You ought to write a book about 15 ways to love yourself. It'd sell like you wouldn't believe. Absolutely. That's all it is. It's a joke. Just a big joke. You know that. Just a big joke. All right. You've got the people to the point to where they can be moved emotionally, not intellectually, but emotionally. Anything stirs people today. They got crowd mentality. They got mob mentality.
Like, as a 24-year-old, I couldn't agree more. Everyone, people that get an uprising for anything that they can be in an uprising for. Like back in 2015, 2016, when I was doing my flat Earth videos, like people would go freaking nuts, dude. Like one kid put a picture of, I don't know, it was off the internet or his dad's. So he put a picture of a gun and threatened to shoot me and my buddy because we thought the fucking Earth was flat. You know, but it's regardless.
Can you imagine something that has created earthquakes, that has made apparitions appear, that you've got scientists warning, don't do this? You don't know what you're going to unleash. Maybe there's a greater purpose in all of that they're not even aware of, and he's called Satan. Maybe he intends to bring chaos on this earth.
He does.
Chaos. And you know the old thing? How does it go? What's the term? Order out of chaos. I forget the Latin terminology for it. Order out of chaos. The peacemaker shows up. The earth is in a turmoil and it's blazing and burning, and then the peacemaker shows up. How close could we be to the second coming of our Lord Jesus Christ? How close could we be? How close? The church is asleep.
And regardless of if the church is asleep or not, how close could we really be, you know? It is what it is, you know? We're in reality where they're in control, and from what we heard before, actually I was watching that video. You know, it's Satan offered Jesus his kingdom, you know? And Jesus never said, this is not your kingdom. He never bowed. All the Satan wanted to do was bow for him. He said, you can have all this. Like, alluding that it was already Satan's. It's not like Jesus denied that it was already Satan's, but, you know, it's his realm already. So, you know, we gotta stay true. We gotta fight hard. We gotta, you know, say our prayers. You know, I gotta work on that too. I think we all have to. And, you know, because with him we can, you know, through Jesus, that's the only way, and God, the Holy Spirit, that's the only way we're gonna get through any of this, because it's you know, it's a demonic world we're in through everything. But it's getting late. I gotta get up 4:30. Got a lot of crap to do tomorrow for work, so I'm gonna sign off. So hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope this reaches a good amount of people. I thought we did all right. Been going almost an hour now, so. But all right, God bless. I'm out of here, and I'll talk to you guys hopefully tomorrow. All right, peace.